Alrighty, traders. Alrighty. We are live. Isn't it weird? I'm doing a recording at 11 a.m. In obviously in the morning, right? How cool is that? I've been seeing that a lot lately, actually. Where I'm getting like 111, 222s, all that sort of stuff. And right now I'm doing a recording at 11 a.m. So is that a coincidence or what? I think not. I think there's always things happening for a reason. I'm doing recording at all. But yeah, how cool is that? 11. So traders, what I want to walk you through today is I just want to walk you through my trades for this week. I want to walk you through my entries, my exits, and also I want to walk you through some things that I look for in a good setup. I know in the past that I've talked about this. I've talked about my trading setup and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to share with you some things that I look for in a really good quality setup. And hopefully this is going to help you at least move forward in a big way with these markets and what I look for. And so that's what we're going to be focusing on in today's session here today. I'm going to be walking you through, again, I'm going to be walking you through the trades that I've taken this week. And the result of those and all that sort of stuff. So that's what I'm going to be mainly focusing on in today's session. And also I've got an awesome trading story to share with you as I go along. So I'm going to walk you through all that. So anyway, guys, let me bring up now. Let me bring up now the typical disclaimer, and that is, guys, do not place a trade based on what you'll see in this session today. Trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. I'm going to walk you through my setups, and I'm going to walk you through my trades for this week that I've taken, and my thoughts on this week and my thoughts on trading and so on and so forth. And I'm going to be walking through some things to look out for in a good quality setup that I personally believe in. But it doesn't mean that you should go out there and start trading straight away, right? Because you need to understand exactly what's going on and all that sort of stuff. So this series is just to give you some general advice or general education. So also, guys, I have just announced, or not recently, but I've now launched my next or my platinum event for this year. I only hold one, maybe two of these per year. Last year, I only did one of these. The year before, I did none. So this year, I'm holding a platinum event where you can actually come and live with me for 3 days in $1 million house. I bring a private chef in, and what ends up happening is that throughout it's 10, 12 hours a day, and what ends up happening is that I teach you, plus also I'm doing my live trading with the stock market, the options. I'm looking at the Forex and futures market. I'm trading live in front of you as well too throughout the day. So there's going to be a segment there for me teaching you, and there's also going to be a segment there where I'm going to be watching the live market and trading live as well too, right in front of you, and just throughout the day. Now, it is called the Platinum Event. If you are interested in that and want to get more details about it, go to johnsevent.com. johnsevent.com. Over there, you'll find another video with more information about that. So let me get straight into what I want to share with you in today's session. John Wayne said, "Hey John, I hope you had a good week. You had a good one also." Hey John, I had a really good trading week. Most of my weeks or most of my months are actually really good. The only reason why I wouldn't have a good month is that if I deviate from my actual trading plan, and therefore I just don't. Therefore I don't do well. Whenever I stick to my plan, and whenever I not get involved with something that I'm so certain something's going to happen, or I'm looking to get involved with something because I just think it's a good idea, that's when I always just go completely wrong in my trading. So I've just got to I've just got to continue being disciplined and patient. Consistency, discipline, and patient within my trading system, and that's how you get ahead in the markets. So one thing, so let me walk you through the trades that I've taken, that I've done this week. Let me first walk you through. Firstly walk you through the the one that I took on just that was on, where was it? Where was it? It was on the Nasdaq, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the Nasdaq. Here we go here. So this was the Nasdaq. So this was the future. So this is on the 3rd of April. So this was a trade that I took on the 3rd of April. As you guys know, I do watch the smaller time frames. So I do, the way that I trade the markets is I look for about an hour or so first thing in the morning to see if there's any really good setups on the stock market where I can trade options. Or even if I can do like a leveraged instrument, like a CFD trade, I'm doing that first thing in the morning my time. And then I have basically a break where I can do my business stuff, my coaching, and so on and so forth, right up through to the, and then when it starts to get into the afternoon, that's when I start to turn on. That's when I start to turn on the futures and the forex market, and I start to look at what's actually going on with that as well too. I look at the 2-minute charts, 5-minute charts, and the 15-minute charts as well. And I'm looking at that. I'm looking at 6 different forex pairs. I'm looking at 6 different forex pairs. I'm looking at generally it's the Nasdaq, Dow, and the S&P. Even though the US indices, at the Nasdaq at this time, the Nasdaq had a really nice setup, a really nice trade, and but the S&P and the Dow didn't. So therefore, at this time, the most highest probability trade was on the Nasdaq, and so this is the trade here. If I bring this up through here, so this was the trade here. To the left is obviously what the actual setup looked for. So essentially, what I'm looking for, and I'll give you a bit of a guidance of what I'm looking for in a setup. This is not 100% of the system. This is just trying to give you a bit of a basis of what I'm looking for. As you can see, it's very simple. All I'm looking for is some sort of trend to be in place. All right, some sort of trend to be in place. As you can see, we've got a nice upward trend right now on the Nasdaq here. As you can see. And so I'm just looking for some trend. I'm looking to make sure that I have a trend in place. Makes sense? And so if I don't, then I'll talk about that a bit later on. But I'm looking for some sort of trend in place. I'm looking to see the direction of the moving average. And as you can see, right, and if you forget the actual first one, which is trend, if you look at the direction of the moving average, right, you can see it's nicely pointing up. That means you got nice momentum. And then I'm looking for a pullback with small bars. So as you can see, right, we had a nice drop down through here. We had all this sideways period with small bars. And then I'm looking for a breakout bar. Now, guys, what I've just shared with you just there and then, don't go start to place a trade based on that, okay? What I'm trying to share with you is go take that and go back test it and see for yourself, because there's a lot more that goes into a high quality setup, meaning like, do we have enough sideways with small bars? Do we have enough sideways with small bars? Is the breakout bar too big? All that sort of stuff makes sense. So that's where it's going to probably going to take me a good 2 or 3 hours to walk through the exact trading system in detail. Now at the John's event, I walk you through that, but I'm trying to share with you some bases of what I'm looking for, and to try to get you ahead. But remember, guys, the system is only 10% of your success, maybe 5% of your success. Teaching my trading system that I trade is very simple. It really is. Like, really, all you really need is the chart and one moving average, and you're good to go. Now, when you're trading stocks, if I use the chart, one moving average, and volume can be a massive indicator, a really good indicator, especially with a really good quality setup. That gives you massive probability so that this is now likely to move forward in this direction. So it really is, especially when you start to get at the volume, the way that I like to see volume. Again, I know I'm speaking in general terms, but I'm just trying to give you a basis of what I'm looking for. Like, I'm looking for some sort of trend in place. I'm looking to see the moving average direction. And then I'm looking for a pullback with small bars. So they're really small. And then I'm looking for a nice, good breakout bar. Now the breakout bar must be breaking past the significant recent resistance, which is over here. And it must be closing not right on it, but it must be closing above it. So and so that's basically essentially what what I'm looking for in a good quality setup. Now, as I said before, guys, there's more to it than that because I'm always checking the higher time frame as well too. I'm always checking to see what's actually going on in the markets, but I'm just sharing with you my particular trades that I've taken this week. And you'll be able to see in every single trade that I take, it follows two simple things: a pullback with small bars and a bar that stands out. A pullback with small bars and a bar that stands out. A pullback with small bars and a bar that stands out. You'll be able to see that every single time that I trade. So you can see here. So I entered at the confirmation of the breakout bar, and then what I to the right, as you can see, what I used was the 9 moving average as a scaling out technique. So this is a 9 moving average, and I waited for it to close below it. So I was enter here and then exit there. That was it. Now you might think, oh, that's not a long trade, John. That's not a big trade. Well, let me ask you a question. What if the size of this, where this actually closed? All right, so where the close here, close to the bottom. Let's just say that was a $20,000 risk. You were happy taking a $20,000 risk on that trade. Now, if you look at that as the risk, what did this generate? When you're talking about, a dollar figure and stuff like that, that's what it's all about. You know what I mean, guys? That's what it's all about. It's all about. It's not about having big runs or big moves in the markets. It's all about generating or trading trading a strategy that's going to give you a high probability of it moving in that direction. And when you do, then that's how it works out. So essentially, that's what it's all about. It's all about looking for really good quality setups and then just trading those. So H1398. Do you trade futures options or contracts? I don't trade futures options, or if you're looking at, say, the SPY or something like that, H1398. If you're looking at the SPY as an example, let me just delete this. Then I don't trade that. I use options over the SPY and the DIA and stuff like that. But when I'm trading like this one here, this is the future here. I'm actually trading the futures contract on this platform. So this one here was the only futures or Forex trade that I took throughout the week. It was the only one that I took there. And again, guys, what I'm sharing with you here is just a very, very, very simple system. But you'll notice I'm letting the cat out of the bag a little bit here, okay? But you'll notice every single trade that I follows very, very, very simple rules and very, very, very simple, very, very, very simple rules and very, very, very simple a way of trading these markets. And it's never about, so as you can see, right, it's never about me trying to, okay, well, I think the bottom's here now. I think I better buy here, or I better buy there. I know exactly what I'm looking for in that setup. So, and so by doing that, I know exactly where to enter, and then I can manage it from there. So that was that one there. And then also my next trade that I took this week was this one here. So this is ZS. Once again, what am I looking for? A pullback with small bars and a bar that stands out. So if I bring that up through there, right, as you can see, we've got a pullback here with small bars, and then I've got a nice bar that stands out. Where's the direction of the moving average? Where's the trend? It's very, very simple. Like, it really is that simple. And this one had a very nice run to my next resistance level there. Very nice. My next trade here this week was this one right here, right, where we had a nice trend in place. Let me delete this. So we had a nice trend in place. The moving average wasn't truly strong, but we had what? A pullback with small bars and a bar that stands out. So we had all these small bars, and then the bar that stood out. This one here took a while, but I closed this one today. So it wasn't a big move out of this particular stock. It wasn't a big move, but the thing is this, guys, the thing is that I don't let the market tell me what it's going to give me. I just get in and some trades are small profits, and some trades are very, very nice profits. Where AEZS, this one here, completely took off really, really quickly. And ATHM, this one here, took a bit of time. So because it took its time, as soon as it ran into some sort of nice profit, I was happy to get out of that and say thank you very much for that one there. So that was the three trades, and also corn. I also did take corn as well too. I also closed this one here for a loss. So I do have losses as well. But this one here was a loss. So I took a loss on, it was a small loss on corn. I took a very nice profit on AEZS. I took a nice profit on ATHM, and then also I had a really nice trade on NASDAQ. So 4 trades this week. One was a small loss. 2 were nice profits, and 3 were just call it a good profit. Trading options there. So, and that was my trading week, guys. But the thing is, like, I'm trading. The thing is, guys, is that I'm trading 1 hour in the morning, so I'm doing my scans. I run my scans every single day. So the way that I trade is that I run my scans. So I do my scans through here to this one here, and then I'm looking for, and as you can see, right, I'm looking for different types of I'm looking for potential setups to come up in my scan. So this is the scan I run, and I have this scan here, and then I also have this scan here. And then what I do is, then I go through the scan here. And then what I do is, throughout these scans, I'm just going through these one by one by one, which these ones here scan a couple. Excuse me. So all I do, guys, is when I'm looking at the markets, is that I'm running these scans and I go through them one by one by one. Remember, these are potential setups. Okay, these are what we call potential setups. So my scanner scans a couple of thousand stocks that can trade options over, and then what it does is spits out potentials that meet my criteria, and then it's my job to go through these and see which one meets the rules and which one doesn't. So, which doesn't take long, because when you know exactly what you're looking for, like right there and then, I just went through it just right there and then. I've already done this, but right there and then, right, I went through it in a matter of maybe a couple of minutes, because I know exactly what I'm looking for on the charts. So there is no price action is all you need on these nice setups. Well, price action, but also a moving average does give you does give you a lot of information about that as well too. It really, really does. So at least one moving average. Surprised by the corn trade so setup. Not sure what you mean there, H138, but it was still a nice setup for me. As I said before, I don't make money every single trade, but there you go, 4 trades, 1 loss. I'm good with that. It was a good trading week for me. Especially when this is the thing, guys. Okay, as you can see, now back to what I was saying before. I do this for an hour. In the morning to do my scans and look at the different stocks and see and look for the setups. And then in the afternoon, I'm watching the Forex and futures market for about 5, 6, maybe even 7 hours, sometimes even longer if I'm feeling okay. And I'm watching that market there. So just remember, guys, that once you start to trade a significant amount of money, even if it's, not significant, I'm not talking about like, crazy numbers, but even when you start to build your position size up where you can comfortably take a $5,000 risk per trade, and then a $10,000 risk per trade, and then a $20,000 risk per trade, and you can start to increase, you're happy with that sort of risk on per trade, meaning that's the maximum risk you're going to take. My maximum risk, if I say risking $20,000 on a trade, very rarely will I actually have that as a loss. It's more like 25, maybe 30% of that, maybe a bit more. Makes sense? So that's generally what's at risk in the markets if I was risking, say, 20 grand per trade. But when you start to have these run on, you can start to get 100%, 200% return, or even 80% return, and all these what I'm talking about here, You don't need too many trades per month. If I only had, trading $20,000 or having a $20,000 risk per trade, if I only had a couple of trades per month that did 100%, you start to talk about really, really good numbers throughout the month that, and before you know it, when you start to increase your position size even more, it starts to go from there. But it starts with your confidence in what you're looking for in the markets there. And that's what it starts for. But as you can see, guys, right, and I want to, as I said before, right, my setups are really, really, really similar, right? What is that once again? It is, and as you can see, right, let me bring this back here. I'm always looking for the same sort of setup here. All right. Now, guys, do not go out there and start to place trade based on this here. Do your back testing. What am I looking for? A pullback with small bars and a bar that stands out. Now, obviously, there's other rules to that, but look at that there. Small bars, a large bar. Small bars, large bar. This trade right here. What was it? Small bars, large bar. This trade right here. What was it? Small bars, large bar. Corn, what was it? Small bars, then large bar. Oh, loss. Okay, cool. But most of the trades actually what? Generated a profit. Some of them are small profits. Some of them are really good profits. Like AZS. This thing took off like a rocket. Using options, you can do really well. That's what I'm talking about here, guys, right? A very high probability. Now I've had a very active week this week. Probably next week there's going to be no trades. But it's the same sort of thing, guys, okay? It's the same sort of thing that I'm looking for in the markets, and it's nothing special. But what I just shared with you guys is like 5% of your success. Is like literally it's 5% of your success. Because one, if you don't know exactly, so trend with the pullback, small bars, big bar, big entry. Not necessarily, Justin. And that's what I said before. I'm going to say this again. Do not be going out there and start to place a trade live in the market based on what I just said here. Be smart about the way you can do things. Use this and go do some back testing. Start building some rules around yourself because it's not that easy. For example, Justin, you might not have enough small bars. Or you might not have enough small bars, or the big bar, or the big bar, or the breakout bar, actually may be what? Actually may be too big. You know what I mean? Like you can get all these different things out there, but it's all about just it's the same thing again and again and again and again, right? So I'm looking for the same thing and I've said this many times that all my setups look almost identical to each other. All my setups look almost, and I'm following a set of rules. I'm not just, and it's not a matter of luck, guys. Like you guys, right? You guys can be such amazing traders. The problem with most traders out there, and I've been through this so many times that I link so much pain to doing this now, is that we want to be in everything that moves. Like as I said before, guys, my only trade, looking at the market 5-6 hours at nighttime, looking at the Forex market, the futures market, out of that, say 5 hours a night, what's that? 25 out of 25 hours worth of watching the market, this was my only trade. And some weeks there is no trades at all. This was the only trade that I saw. Now, this one happened to be first thing in the morning, my time. So I actually was watching it a bit earlier. So as you can see down the bottom here, it says 11 o'clock. So this was actually roughly around about this time now. But you guys can be such amazing traders. You can be such amazing traders if you just start to really focus, right? And really, really, really focus on one quality setup. And that's all it takes. And then when you start to build that foundation, you can start to do so well. You really, really can. And that's like with my event that I'm running, my platinum event, and when you go to johnsevent.com, you can see the video there, get all the details. But guys, when you start to approach the market on a simple basis and you just be consistent at doing that and stop taking this other stuff that you think you need to and trying to make big wins and all that sort of stuff in the market, you too can become an amazing trader, right? And as I said before, like the way that I trade, some trades are going to make a small profit. I don't know. Like, for example, ATHM. right? This ATHM was just it was a small profit compared to as an option trade, but it was a small profit. And then AEZS was a very nice profit, right? Because the thing just took off straight away. I don't know. I can't tell that. But guess what? Majority of the trades that I take are going to run on for a profit. And so that's what it's all about, guys. And the more disciplined that I can be with these trades, you know, the more the more that you want to the more disciplined I am with the trades, the better I am with it. And there's a lot of good trading opportunities out there, guys. You just got to be focused, but you too can become an amazing trader. And I'm telling you right now, most of the stuff out there that you think you need to know, or what you're focusing on, or what you're doing with your time to try to get ahead in these markets, you are spinning your wheels and it's not helping you at all. It really isn't. You know, like, and if you're trying to trade to generate an income from these markets, not invest, that's what I'm talking about, is waiting for good quality setups and then going with it. And now the flip side, the hard part to trading is being okay with, okay, even if I got into AEZS, I was still okay by having a loss with this. I was still okay. So you know what? This could be a losing trade, because I never know. I never know up front which trade is going to be a profit or trade, which one's going to be a small profit, which one's going to be a good profit. Like, I don't know up front. I cannot know. But that's not my job. My job as a trader is to put on a risk that I'm happy with, that I'm comfortable with, that if I did get the maximum risk that I'm putting on for that trade, and if that happened, hey, my account is not damaged too much. And I still live to fight another day, and I keep moving forward. But I have my losses as well too, guys. Especially your approach has helped me immensely. What do you oh, okay, Justin, you said that's my weakness for sure, trying to force it. Yeah, Justin, yeah. And that's the hard thing, right? Like, I'll give you guys an example. Last night it's Saturday morning my time where I am right now. But last night Friday, because I've only had one trade on the futures and forex market this week, I started to get a bit antsy. Like, I really wanted to trade. I'm just like, I want to trade. And I started looking at around maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I got to about 6 o'clock at night, and I was still watching it. I take little breaks as well, but I was still watching it, and I was still looking at the markets. Let me just do this here. I was still watching it, and I was still looking at the markets, but I started feeling really antsy because I wanted to, I don't know why, but I wanted to click the button. I wanted to get into something. I wanted to get into the markets. I wanted to be part of it. I wanted to get in, but there was nothing there. Now, there was a potential setup that was forming. I'm just like, I wanted to confirm. And I was starting to wanting to trade. Now, what was that? Started 2 o'clock, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've been watching the market for about 4 hours there, taking a break every half an hour or an hour for 5 or 10 minutes, and then coming back and then looking at the markets again. And I really, really, really wanted to take a trade. I wanted this thing to confirm. I wanted to get into the markets. But then I stopped myself. And this is where a lot of your success is going to come from as well too, guys, is self-awareness. I started asking myself, why am I like this? Why do I want to get in the market so much right now? Like, just relax. If there's nothing there, there's nothing there. All right. And what do I teach my clients? You know, there's nothing there, there's nothing there. You know, don't try and force it. Don't try and rush it. And so I said, why am I doing this? And I'm like, I'm tired. So therefore, I want to get in, I want to get out, I want to have my trading done. Therefore, I can, you know, finish up and then go get dinner or something like that, and then, you know, go get a good night's sleep. So as soon as I recognized that I wanted to trade based on me being tired in the markets and trying to start to force it, right? Because even though you have a system, right, you can force it. Well, it's sort of what I was looking for. No. No. I just said, you know what? My trading's done for the night. And around 6 o'clock last night, sometimes I watched it a bit later, but about 6 o'clock last night, my time, I said, that's it, I'm done. I closed down the computer. I wasn't going to press a button because too many times in the past when I've gotten to that state, every time I've got into some sort of lousy state, some sort of fearful state, some sort of tired state, I've always made a wrong decision. And then I came back the next day saying, what the fuck was I thinking yesterday? I go through those emotions still to this day, guys. The only difference is now is that I'm much better at asking myself quality questions, as in like, why am I thinking this? What's going on right now for me? And I'm tired. Okay. All right. Well, let's just shut down the computer tonight, and we'll come back tomorrow, or we'll come back next week. And thank God I did that because yeah, I just would have been taking a crap trade again. I'm just like, damn. There's another crap, or there's a crap trade that I taken that I should have taken, and blah blah blah, and and I'm very 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 accountable for all my trades. So all my private clients that get access to a Facebook group, I tell them everything. I tell them everything, and all that sort of stuff, and so when I have a loss and I make a mistake, they know about it as well too. So. So that's what I wanted to cover through with you. Your approach has helped me immensely. Thank you, Justin. What do I think about CHK right now? Let me go have a look at CHK. CHK. No, not an entry. No, not an entry for me, Justin. I have rules for this breakout bar. It does look similar what you're looking for, but I have rules for this bar here. And the rules for this bar here, I can't go into too much detail here because I don't have I can't go into. Actually, no, I'm gonna be blunt honest. I'm not gonna give away the farm here. I'm giving away some simple things, but I can't do that to my private clients. I can't give away everything, but I have rules for the bar that it can't be too small. So, and there's ways that I qualify that for the breakout bar being too small. But I also have rules to qualify it to say, okay, the bar's too big. I know that sounds really, really weird, Justin, but yeah, so that's basically what. Yeah. So it's like, I work to be a private client for sure. Looking forward to it. Well, if you can, Justin, go to that johnsevent.com and watch that video. That event may be the thing for you. But the thing is this: it's about being it's your ability to be able to be consistent in the markets. It's never ever the market that gets you, because every time I talk to a private client. Actually, you know what? I'll give you my second part of this thing was amazing trading, an awesome trading story. I'm going to give you a story here. I had a young lady of a family, and she'd been trading for 7 years at this point. And this was a few years ago right now. And what ended up happening was she came to me and she said, John, I've seen some of your stuff. I like what you do, but trading is just not for me. I can never make it work. I never get it right. It's just not for me. And so I said, Lou, what's going on right now? I said, talk to me. And so we talked a little bit. And I said, what's your ultimate goal? She goes, I want to get to a place where I'm comfortable making X amount of money per year from my trading, so I can sell my house and go buy a houseboat and live on the houseboat for a while. And so I said to her, I said, okay. I said, what's that number? And she told me. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that because it's privacy for her. I think it was, I don't know, maybe 70 grand a year or something like that, 80 grand a year or something like that. And I said, okay then. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Okay. So tell me, what's your starting point right now? And she told me, she said, but I can put a lot more into it. And so her starting point was that she only had about a trading account of 5 or 10 grand. But she said, if I prove to myself, I've got some more money that I can put into a trading account to get it going. But I just don't want to do that because it's every time I place a trade, I keep losing money. I said, okay. I said, listen here. I said, what you're doing right now, I said, one of your biggest mistakes right now is two of the biggest mistakes that you're making right now. Firstly, you're not following any sort of plan right now. You're still trading based on a whim, based on a thought, based on a hope, based on someone else saying something, so on and so forth. Right? So you're still trading based on a whim. Successful traders, they have a plan, right? The really successful businesses, what do they have? They have a plan of how they're going to market a product and get it out there and so on and so forth. I said, so that's your very first thing. And I said, secondly, so firstly, you don't even have any sort of plan. And I said, secondly, you're not only taking that setup. I said, if we can get you to a point of just taking one setup only throughout the year, then you'll start to do well from that, and you'll start to build your position sizes up. I said, so look at this here. I said, listen, I think I had 6 months left worth of my coaching for that year. I said, listen, what I recommend you doing is joining my coaching program, where I can coach you every single week and I can help you every single week with that, because it's having that accountability of me saying, hey, Lou, how'd you go this week? Show me your trades. Because I said to her, that accountability will actually get you to stick to your trading. She goes, oh, John, but I've done so many courses in the past and I'm just not sure about this. I said, okay, Lou. I said, no problem. I said, listen, I don't need you. I don't need you part of my program. I said, but I know that I'll be able to help you out. If you just listen to me and do the work, you can do really well from trading. And so what ended up happening was I didn't hear from her for about 3 or 4 weeks. And then she came back. She said, you know what, John, that's it. I like what you do. I want to become part of your program. And I said to her, unfortunately, I don't have any more spots open for my coaching program right now. I actually had that last spot taken up because I only keep my group quite small. I said, but I do have a platinum event come up where you can come and live with me for 3 or 4 days. And I can really give you total immersion from that. That's the johnsevent.com. You can find more information about that. So anyway, I said, but you can come to that. And so when I'm happy, she said, okay, done. I want to do this. So she came to the event. She did the 3 or 4 day event that I ran at that time. She came and lived with me for 3 or 4 days, a total immersion throughout the day, watching me trade live and so on and so forth. And then at the very end, she goes, John, this is so awesome. I'm really excited to do this, but I still need to have what you said to me a month or so ago or a few months ago was that you said to me, I need an accountability partner. An accountability partner had to be someone who understood the system. So I can't use, and she said to me, she goes, I can't use my husband because he doesn't know the system and he's not really interested in it. And every time I talk to him about it, he just gets bored. She goes, but so therefore I want to sign you. I want to become part of your coaching program, even if it only is for 3 or 4 months, so I can have an accountability. So every single week that I've got to show you what I'm doing and what I'm taking. And so I also can get better at trading the system and so on and so forth. And I said, well, you already know what a good setup looks like. Your job is just to stick to it now. And here's the checklist and so on and so forth. She goes, but I need you as an accountability partner. She said, just so I can get my footing right and get my foundations right with this and start to move forward in a proper way. So I can stop my bad habits and then start doing good habits. So what ended up happening was, so she was with me for that 3 or 4 months, and she really, really, really started to her first month of my coaching program, she was still all over the place. And I had to really rip into her. I said, listen, you're still doing the same shit over and over again. 80% of these trades you're taking are still crap. So stop it. Just don't. And I said, don't you realize every time you look at all this money you're losing based on you just taking these other things because you think it's a good idea. So she was with me for about 3 or 4 months at that time, maybe even 5 months from memory, for the actual weekly coaching after the event. Now she didn't need to do that, but she just wanted me to do exactly what I was doing, to give her a bit of a smack around, to stick to the plan and not deviate from it. And what ended up happening was at the end of the coaching, she goes, John, you know what? You have helped me so much. My trading's doing really well right now. I'm starting to get a lot of progress right now. I want to thank you so much. The event was amazing to get myself going. And also having that weekly coaching there was amazing was also really, really amazing to have you so I can actually start doing the right thing, which also is going to lead to good results. She goes, so I'm doing really, really well right now. I want to thank you just so much for that. I said, okay, no problem. And I left that. And this was a few years ago. And then probably around about 8 months later, I get an email and I thought, who's this? And now remember, I didn't hear from Lou for quite some time, but around about 8 months later, she contacted me and she said, John, I just wanted to say thank you so much. You were the greatest thing that ever happened to me, blah, blah, blah. And she just said that, I was about to give up trading, but because I was with you and because you were really, really hard on me, I had to stick to the rules. And now 8 or 9 months later, somewhere around about there, she got her trading from what I taught her to the point where she sold her house and she bought a houseboat and she started homeschooling her kids on the houseboat. And I thought, really? I said, send me the boat. And she so she sent me the boat and she was just so excited for it and so on and so forth. And I thought, wow, that is awesome. And so she was just saying, John, I just want to say thank you so much. You're amazing, all that sort of stuff. I said, listen, don't thank me. I'm just the messenger. You had to put the work in. You had to do the work. You had to be committed. You had to actually fork out the investment to come to the event. But because you did, look where you are right now. And she goes, yeah, I could have been here a lot sooner, but after I finished doing the coaching with you, I went back into old habits again for a few months. And then I realized that if I really wanted to do this for seriously, like really wanted to do this, I must stick this 100%. And so that's why, and so she started becoming a lot more disciplined with it, even without me there. And 8 months later, she hit her goal of buying the houseboat, which I'm just like, wow, that is so, so, so incredible. And it was so amazing to hear that story from her. And it all started from coming to that event, and building that foundation from that. So I was really, really, really excited for that, guys. It was totally incredible. And the thing is, like, the best thing that Lou did was that she was never after $1 million. She was never after $500,000 a year or even 300 grand a year. I think it was like 70 or 80 grand a year. That's what she was aiming for. Like, that's what her ultimate goal was. And because what I believe is such a low goal, she started hitting that quite quicker than what she thought. And the reason why was because she stopped taking all these other shit trades and only started taking these good trades. And then she started having more confidence to put a bit more money on per trade. And before you know it, she started trading 5 or 10 grand per trade and started to do really, really well out of that. So only taking a couple of trades a month on average. Some months there was no trades, other months there was more. And then she started really rocking out with the socks out, and she started to do so well. So the reason why I tell you that story there, guys, is because I'm trying to let you know that no matter where you are right now in your trading journey, no matter what you want to do with your trading, you seriously can do really, really well. Even if you're starting with a small trading account, it's not the size of the trading account that matters. It's how good of a trader are you? Because a bad trader with $100,000 trading account is going to turn that into zero, probably minus with leverage, probably owing the brokering some. But a really good trader, now what is a really good trader? A really good trader can turn a $5,000 trading account and within a few short years can just start to do really, really well from that, just from that small trading account. Now, what is a really good trader? And there's and I'm not saying I'm it, because I'm not. I'm just one person. But there's plenty of other people out there that I believe have good programs and good ways of teaching and so on and so forth. Now, what is a good trader? A good trader has two main things. One, he knows what he's looking for, and two, he just waits for that. Consistency, discipline, and patience. So you two guys can become an amazing trader. And as Lou said when she finished my coaching for that year, she said, I went back into my old habits for a couple of months, and then I had to decide for myself, how badly do I really want this? Because if I want it bad enough, I've got to stop doing these bad habits that is causing me to go backwards. Otherwise, this is just not for me. So no matter where you are with your trading journey, no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're trying to do, you can become an amazing trader. And it's a lot more simpler than you think. It really is. It's not complicated. You don't need a million indicators. You don't need an insider secret. You don't need Donald Trump. You don't need, Warren Buffett. You don't need, JP Morgan CEO to come out and tell you something just so you can get the insider secret. You don't need any of that stuff. All you need is one simple plan that's based on how the chart itself, and then the most important part to that is spending a lot of time taking screenshots of different trades or different setups that either you saw in real time when you traded or you didn't, right? So for example, these are all the screenshots that I've taken this year already. Look at all these different screenshots. And these are all the screenshots of trades that I've taken, that I've seen, or when I was doing back testing, I've also taken. And every single one of these screenshots, guess what? Guess what they all have in common? This one here was actually, this is a trade that I took not that long ago. Small bars, large bar. What they all have in common, right? Small bars, large bar. Oh, let's go check out another one. Oh, this is NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ trade that I took not that long ago. Oh, look, small bars, large bar. Oh. What about this one here? Oh, small bars, large bar. Oh, interesting. So any of these guys, any of these is it's a matter of just really focusing on that, guys, and just having a trading plan around that. Okay, so it's not just small bars, large bar. Please, guys, don't think that. Okay, please don't think that. Take what I've shown you today and go start to devise a trading plan that you believe in. That's all I'm saying. It's not the trading system that gets you ever. Never. There's 1,000 things out there that work. It really does. Right? But it's based on what you're doing. So take what I'm teaching you here today, guys, and start to devise your own trading plan, which means like, I'm taking this small bars, large bar thing he's talking about, but what about it is it the small bars? Like, how much small bars is enough? And what about the breakout bar? And because sometimes you get the small bars, large bar, and it doesn't do anything. It's like you've got to understand. Start taking this, because I can't give you, out of respect for people that invest with me, invest a lot of money with me. You know what I mean? Like I can't give you everything about the system itself, right? Because it's just not right for them. So out of respect, but I'm giving you I'm giving you a good chunk of it, of this system, so you can start to go out there and start to work on it yourself. Here's a basis. Here's a foundation. Run with it. Start to work with it. Look at the moving averages. Look at some moving averages, and start to work with something. And then your job is, once you have found something that you believe that works, your job is to take 100 screenshots of 100 different trades that met that exactly trading rules. You do that, your confidence is going to go through the roof. Through the roof. I'm talking about 100 screenshots of different trades. And it doesn't matter whether it's the Forex market, the stock market, all that sort of stuff. It doesn't matter. Take what I've taught you today, and take what you've learned today from me, and then go out there and start to look at this. It's like, okay, how does this work? Right? And start to put the work in. Because this is where your success can really thrive from. Success is all about confidence. And you're never going to be confident if you're taking a trade based on the top, based on the bottom, based on this, based on that. And your last 20 trades has been based on all these different things. And then you're not continuously building your confidence. And so when you see it in real time, when you see it enough, that's why I say 100 screenshots of whatever. Now, 100 screenshots is whatever you take from that, right? Whatever you take from that. But it must meet certain rules. So your job is to now take what I've taught you today, devise a trading plan, start to come up with some rules that you believe, and then go back in time and say, okay, my job now is that if this works, I can look at it at any market, at any time frame, and start to see where this trade pattern formed. And your job is to take 100 different screenshots. So like even if I go to 2018, right? And I go to not that one. Right? It's just got setup after setup after setup. Anyway, I think you get the point anyway. So, and you know, guys, if you do want to get all the details to my setup and watch me do it live, then go to johnsevent.com and see what the event is all about. It may be for you. It may be for you. Now remember, guys, it's so important that you got to believe in yourself. Believe that you can. You are an amazing trader. Trading is simple, it's easy, it's fun. You've just got to get out of your own way. And what does that mean? Get out of your own way. Stop trying to be right with the market. Stop trying to, pick a top or pick a bottom or getting in because someone else said so or something like that. That's getting in your own way. Spend the next 2 to 3 months devising a plan that works, and it's going to serve you for the rest of your life. And your job is just to stick to that. But even when you do devise a trading plan, you start to become more confident in it. Guess what happens? When there's no trades for a while, that's where you totally get screwed, because now you're being impatient. Now it's like I'm here to trade and make money, not sit here in front of a screen for a whole week or a whole month and not take any trades. What's with this? There's no trades at all. So, and it's all about just keeping it really, really simple. Justin, Tony, I'm thinking of buying calls on PHC. What do you think? Tony, what do I think is that you shouldn't be buying it, because if you got to ask me what I think is that therefore you shouldn't be doing it. So no, don't place that trade, Tony. Do I trade patterns too? Well, the setup that I take is really like a pattern. It really is like a pattern. It's a pattern in the market. But yeah, do you ever combine that setup with something like Elliott Wave there, or do you just keep it simple with moving averages, etc.? Justin, there you go, man. There you go. Justin, did I mention anything about Elliott Wave, or did I mention one moving average? A, Elliott Wave, or B, one moving average? What did I mention there? And I'm not trying to be rude here at all, but this is what a lot of traders, this is what I did for so many. Just the average. Exactly right, Justin. Exactly right. And this is what I did for so many years. I always thought that I needed all this other stuff out there to be successful in the markets. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like, you see this here? Aha. Thank you. I won't too scared of losing. You won't too scared of losing? Let me have a look at this one anyway. Yeah, Justin, and that's all it is, Justin. Like you overcomplicate it. And the reason why you overcomplicate it, Justin, is because somewhere deep down inside, right, you believe it needs to be complicated in order for you to do well. You need all these other things. You need the Elliott waves. You need the indicators. You need the insider secret. You need all this sort of stuff in order for you to get ahead. And the reason why I started this session off with, look at my trades that I've taken this week, which I don't normally do, it's based on one simple foundations. And every single one of those trades, guess what? Looked almost identical to each other. What is that there? PCH. Well, that's not a trade setup for me. Even though we definitely have small bars and then there's a small breakout bar, but that's definitely not what I'm looking for. It's not small bars, large bar, is it? It's small bars, small bar. So yeah, you got to be strict, guys. You got to be strict. So, and I hope you can see, guys. Oh, the volume's okay, Justin. The volume's okay. Guys, you can become an amazing trader. You really, really, really can. Okay. And it's not as complicated as you think it is. The hard thing for you is not learning the trading system. So when you come to the event, when you come and live with me, you'll be able to see how simple the trading system really is. You know, and when you go to johnsevent.com, you can watch a video there and you can see all the details about it. But the hardest thing for you is just sticking to that no matter what. And once you do that, you start to become really, really good at like, oh, this is what I'm looking for. And it's not, and trading has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you as an individual. Because you as an individual need to build your confidence based on something. And it's only over time that you go, my goodness, if I just stick to this one thing, I'm set for the rest of my life. I'm set for the rest of my life. And that's what happens. That's how you start to really, really move forward. So believe in yourself, guys. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You are an amazing trader. You're incredible. All right. And you can do really well from these markets. It's just unfortunate, like myself, I spent a decade or more going down a rabbit hole that didn't serve me at all. And this rabbit hole that I went down and didn't serve me at all was all this other stuff that I thought that I had, all this other stuff, and it just was not good for me at all. And once I started removing all the noise, like what you're looking at right now, that's all I trade with the stock market. Like you don't, it's based on the chart itself. And it really is. Really is. Okay. So I'm going to add the disclaimer again, guys, to this here to make sure you understand. What I taught you is not the full trading system. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to disrespect my private clients who invest with me with a lot of money. What I gave you was a bit of a foundation for you to go to work on, because if you just take the small bars, large bar, what I taught you today, there's going to be many trades that you get into that are losing trades that you shouldn't have been into based on what I know, what my rules are. So your job now, if you want to become good at this, is to put the work in and start to devise your plan. If you don't want to do that, you just want to learn my system, then go to johnsevent.com, start and watch that video there. You'll be able to see all the details to that platinum event where you come live with me, and I'll share with you exactly what to do. So anyway, guys, thanks for today. You really, 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 really can become an amazing trader, guys. It really is not that difficult. Everyone can. Everyone can. You just got to stop thinking that it's more complicated than it really is, and you need some subscription or insider secret, all these indicators and all that sort of stuff. You really, really, really don't. So, and I know that's easier for you, for me to say right now, because I'm on the other side, but you know, you too can become an amazing trader. All right, guys, thanks a lot, and I'll speak to you guys next time.